Is that where you usually stay?
The Red Roof. It's my preferred hotel.
Okay. All right. Why don't you stay at a place that has a kitchenette? Like at least a place that has. Do they have that though? Do they have those though?
The Red Roof?
No, no, maybe not Red Roof, but another property like an extended stay or a place like that that will have our Homewood Suites. Some
There
place that
is.
would have like a little like a two burner stove, so that if you want to make yourself some mac and cheese or whatever, you
uh,
can.
I take pre-made salad bags,
Yes, no, that's true. Yeah.
and they usually got a little refrigerator, and I just have salads. I'm good.
Okay. Well, you can do
But
that, or
the
you can buy like the prepackaged salad bowls too. That have like the little bit of protein, little bit of cheese, and your.
the Red Roof I stay in is right on the river. It's on the Mohawk,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a really nice path. So I go for a run every night, and I go run the river walk.
Oh,
It's nice. It's my go-to hotel when I stay out that way.
very nice, very nice. I'm glad. I'm glad. So we're gonna cut to the chase today, listeners, because
Oh, that's right. We're recording.
Fish, yes, Fish has to go work early in the morning, and so do I, because we are very, very busy at my job. Busy is good, but I want to make sure that all of my loose ends are tied up so that my boss can do her part and close the month of June, which we are supposed to have done today, but of course, people are knuckle dragging.
We wouldn't have to work so hard if we got more of that Mojo Odyssey WBN money. But we haven't gotten any of that money yet.
That's because there is no money to be doled out. We're
That's
doing this for free. I don't know if you realize that. We're doing
You're doing
this
this for free?
we're doing this gratis.
Right, gratis.
Gratis. Gratis. Free in Spanish.
Is that kinky thing they do with the hamster and the steamer sofa and the belt?
No, I think that's grading.
Oh, yeah, it does look great a little bit, but it's not that bad. It's comfy.
Something like
You
that.
get used to it.
Something like that. I guess if you don't mind the fuzz. If you don't mind the fuss and tickle. You ready?
Sure. Hi, Debbie Treadway. How are you? Stop
Yes.
making eye contact with me. This is really weird.
Hi, Debbie Trebway. She's always watching. She's
She's
always
making eye
watching
contact.
you. It's not stalking unless you really, 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 really like them and really want to meet them.
I wonder if she's going to
Scary.
Shenanigans Con.
I don't know.
Derailed
She's
Shenanigans
gonna
Con.
she's gonna let us know one way or the other.
When that bush keeps moving every time I move, I'll know. I'll know.
Precisely.
There
Precisely.
you go.
Bushes don't move. Except no, never mind. Ready in 3, 2, 1. Fish, what are you doing? We have a show to do.
I was playing video games on Twitch.
Uh, well, I never took you for a gamer, but who are you playing with?
I was playing with Brandon Morris, and now I'm playing with myself.
Um, so you're playing with yourself right now?
I'm playing with myself. Yeah, I'm playing with myself. I'm playing with myself.
Okay, well, intern Kathy, please isolate that audio because I really want to use that for later.
What's wrong with that? What did I say?
Nothing. Nothing.
I'm just sitting here playing with myself.
I know you are.
I'm being truthful.
Sure. What do I do with my hands? Look, my hands are right here.
Well, I got mine on my joystick, so.
Are you pressing the button?
The right way?
The two buttons? Are you pressing the two buttons?
I'm trying to. It's not getting anywhere.
Maybe you need to press the buttons a little bit harder? No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday. What?
I have a question. I've been waiting for a week to ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
I've been waiting a week.
A week?
What was Whitney Houston's favorite coordination? What was Whitney Houston's favorite coordination?
I don't know.
And I. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Remember, tip your staff. I'm here all week.
And this is
Okay.
the kind of quality content that our listeners come in for. I have 2 listeners, because I think we're probably down to 2. That's
We
really who
lost that one.
listens to us. Hi everybody. Welcome back to Room 13. We're so glad to be back. Sorry about last weekend, but work has kept me really, really busy. And I just didn't have the time to record a show by myself, which I could have, but if it was any other weekend, I would have absolutely done something by myself. or
Ooh.
invited a friend. But my friend, the person who I was thinking, is currently traveling. So, and stuff. Welcome, Room 13. We are broadcasting as we always do from the Desert Air Motel, Casino, Convention Center, RV Park, yada, yada, yada. You know, all of the things that,
And the things and the stuff and the,
And I'm just yada, yadaing over the best parts. You can find us on all the major podcast platforms, as you already know, in case you want to catch up to any of our previous episodes. We are on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, mojo50.com, WBN324.com. Hello to all of our friends in England and across the planet. And, of course, Odyssey One. Hello to all of our friends out there. Live long and prosper. Hope all's well with you. And here we are. Welcome back, Fish. You can find us also on Twitter, as you know, at Room 13 Show. All of our social medias are either at Room 13 Radio Show or Room 13 Show. So that's that. Simple and easy.
We got it streamlined. Simple and easy. That sounds like
That's right.
That's me. That's me to a T.
Yeah. We created all of that social media, and then we created a show called Room 13. And so there you go. It all makes sense now. Allegedly. So
how was the storm?
Elsa was around here, and she let it go pretty quickly. It was mostly rain, and we had some gusty winds, but it was mostly rain. School district closed for one day, mostly because of the rain. The rain means that water is going to start coming in, and for all of those people who live all along State Route 481. Those people actually come inland towards our general area for shelter. So, of course, the schools needed to be cleared in case those people needed to come over and take shelter. But luckily, nobody did. At least it's not as far as I know. So we did pretty well. Did pretty well. We did a couple of investments. We finally bought a generator, which is a gas generator. But Mr. Rocky and I had been discussing for some time getting a generator, and so we finally did. It's something that usually only comes out during hurricane season anyway, so we ended up just buying one because it's something that you're going to need, especially if you live in Florida. We don't have to worry about food and everything because we do have our emergency preparedness food from My Patriot Supply. Prepare at mojo50.com if you're interested in seeing the different packages that they have. And they are one of the sponsors for Mojo50, mojo50.com. And yeah, the storm was interesting. Just rain. It came through in the overnight period, really. So it was just a matter of making sure that all of our drains were free of debris and leaves and, branches and things like that. And everything was fine.
We got the tail end of your storm up this way. We got hail, which was a lot of fun that early in the afternoon. The wind started picking up, the rain started coming down, and then we had like pea-sized hail for about half hour. Did some pretty good damage. Which is a little odd in July.
Yeah. So I think we had a couple of other advisories, but because of the area where we're at, it's too warm for things like hail. The majority of our concern was rain, gusts of wind, and possibilities of tornadoes. But we didn't really encounter that all that much. So we did pretty well for the very first official storm of the season. Of
course, you would have thought it would be
panicking.
Too cold, too warm up here for hail, because it was like 90 degrees, and all of a sudden it like dropped.
I know.
within a
Haven't you
half an
guys been
hour.
on like heat advisory for the past like 5 or 6 days?
It's been pretty warm. I mean, it's not bad, but it's been, hey, stay in the shade. Hey, stay hydrated. Blah
Cause
blah
yeah,
blah.
because I know that in the town where I used to live out on a Babylon, Long Island. I still get the weather updates say heat advisory. I'm like, just stay indoors and drink lots of cold
That's New
drinks.
York City. New York City's got a weird. They got flooded out. I mean,
No,
the
Babylon's not New
subways.
York City.
It's closer than I am.
It's closer than you are, yes, but not that close.
New York City's an 8-hour drive for me.
Mm, that's true. I mean, for us on a really good day, if you go Saturday super early in the morning, from where we used to live to Manhattan proper, like 44th Street, off of 44th and 7th, it would be probably about like a 45-minute drive.
Without traffic, it's 5 minutes.
No, that's with traffic, with morning traffic. From where we used to live, yeah. And we used to park I forgot the name of the website that I would use, but I would use a specific website that would give you like discount codes if you booked if you not if you booked, but they would give you like a coupon code where you would basically like prepay for the time that you were going to be at that parking lot. So we would find like the closest space in the middle of like the theater district for not a lot of money, pretty much all day parking.
Hmm.
So, we would do our city walks where, we just do, visit all the touristy spots and, have lunch and in our favorite places or at our favorite places and blah, blah, blah. And some of those things about living in Manhattan that I miss. So,
So I'm looking at the production sheet, and
mm-hmm.
you have an intriguing little title there that I'm wondering what you're doing, because you keep playing with different things. Hair length. Do I go short? Do I go long? Do I go short?
Mm-hmm.
And now we're talking about doing colors.
Yes. Yes.
What are you
So,
doing? Are we going through a midlife
let's
crisis?
Is it midlife crisis though? Yeah, I guess you could say it's midlife crisis. I'm over 40, and it is traditionally expected that people after a certain age start doing crazy things. Some
Oh dear,
people
what color are
spend
we
money.
going?
Some people spend money on expensive cars, or they blow through their 401k and stuff like that.
Or buy
I'm
Batman
tinkering with
stuff?
my hair, buy Batman stuff. Well, that sounds oddly specific.
Hmm.
I don't
Or
know
you
anybody
buy
like that.
or you buy Batman stuff for your friend's husband. I mean, there's always that. That's
Yes,
always
there's
fun.
always that too. Yes, you're a Batman enabler.
Yes.
Mhm, mhm.
So
So
what
a
crazy
couple,
color are we going with?
so a couple of years back, probably just before I turned 40 or before I turned 40, um, I experimented with some purple hair color.
Oh dear God.
Um, well, not purple. I call it office purple. It's office appropriate purple. Yeah, it's a very, very deep color because I wanted to look purplish, not like, you know, I forgot the name of the character. I've forgotten most things about my childhood and I don't know why. But
Are
if
we
you
talking
remember
like
the
Grimace from McDonald's purple?
No, no, no,
Good
that's too bold.
voice.
No, that's too bold a purple. No, no, no.
Grape ape.
A very subtle purple. I'm saying office appropriate purple. So I experimented with one color a couple of years ago. I liked it. The only problem is that you didn't really see it all that much under certain color lights. You know how when you're like under white lights, you get to see things at a different color than you do when you're under yellow lights.
Okay.
So under yellow lights, you wouldn't really notice it, but if I was under white light, you could see that the hair had like a purplish hue to it. So I'm going to try that again now that my hair is longer. So I'm going to experiment with that. And I'm going to go back to using a semi-permanent hair color because I bought one of those like temporary conditioner things, color drops that you add to your regular conditioner and you let it sit, in your hair for X amount of time. And when you wash it out, you're supposed to have like a hint of color in your hair. Yeah, this thing only like lightly colored my scalp, and the rest of my hair looks about the same. So I'm like, okay, so then I guess I'm gonna have to do it the old school way.
See, I haven't had hair in 20 years. I do remember doing that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've dyed my wife's hair. I've dyed my daughter's hair. I've
Mm-hmm.
given my daughter's hair highlights using Kool-Aid, which is cheap, but it works.
It works if you have light colored hair. And
Two of
that's the
my
thing
daughters do,
about
yes.
these, yeah. And that's the thing about these color drops. It's like if your hair is on the light brown to any shade of blonde, you could probably see the color come through better. But for someone whose hair is naturally dark, it's really difficult to get that subtle color. And I don't want to do something as drastic as bleach my hair and then do a full purple color because that's not what I want. I want something that after a while I can just color over it and carry on with my life like a responsible woman. But right
Oh,
now, I know. But right now I bought 2 boxes of the hair dye that I used back in the day. And when I left the office today, since I'll be working remotely, um, at least one day out of the week, I told my boss, "Hey, listen, when I see you on Monday, don't be too surprised if my hair looks slightly purple." And she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, I'm gonna color my hair, office purple." And her daughter has been at our office helping out with some paperwork that needs to be done. And my boss's daughter's hair color is dark, like black almost, but she's got two like lime green streaks like framing her face. Very Billie Eilish
boy.
type. But she's young. Her daughter's young. She's in her early 20s, so she can get away with it. But I work in an office setting, and I don't want to do something too drastic, which is why I call it office appropriate purple, office appropriate bold color. So
You know it's
that's
not
the thing now.
it's not appropriate.
What?
My story.
Well, your stories are sometimes appropriate, sometimes inappropriate, most of the time very, very curious. So I'd be surprised to hear what your story is.
Well, the Ouija board might have backfired.
Mm.
We did movie night on the back of the house last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I took my little sabbatical weekend and we decided to do movie night. I have a really nice projector and we can show movies on the back of the house. So we do like a drive-in. We just bring chairs up. We invite neighbors over. Hey, if you want to wander over, we'll do a fire.
Yeah.
Friends come over. It's a good time. We had a theme.
What's the
We
theme?
did we did Ouija 1 and Ouija 2, both movies.
Oh, son of a
We
gun.
had Poltergeist pulled up and we had that other one with the ghosts, The Conjuring, the new one. We had that one set aside. My neighbor wandered over and he's like, "Oh, what are you guys doing?" I'm like, "Movie night." He's like, "What are we watching?" I'm like, "Ouija 1." And he's like looking at me and he's like, it's just staring at me. And I'm like, "Oh." He's like, "What else you guys got?" I'm like, "Ouija 2." He's like, "I'm noticing a theme." And I'm like, "No eye contact, no eye contact, no eye contact." But that's not the story. That's not the story.
Mm-hmm.
So this weekend, I also went to the local carnival for my hometown. I was brought up in Buffalo outside Waseneca, and it ends up being a whole like reunion kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
And so everyone from all the different classes shows up. It's thousands of people are there. It's a good time. They have this
Yeah.
gigantic beer tent. I don't partake, but I like to
Mm-hmm.
go run into my old friends from high school. It's kind of nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I allowed myself to get talked into it. I haven't seen some of my high school buddies in years. And I'm meandering around the tent and I run into an old high school buddy of mine. And I haven't seen Sean. Well, we'll call him Sean because his name is
Just as his
Sean.
name.
Yeah, it's Sean. So I hadn't seen Sean in freaking years, and I knew that recently had gotten married. I wasn't invited to the wedding, no big deal. And we embrace. Haven't seen you in a little while, brother. How you been? How you been? He's like, "Hey, I brought my wife. You haven't met her." And I'm like, "No, I haven't." Please keep in mind something part of the story. Before I became a private investigator, I
Oh,
had
yes.
other jobs. I did other things for money, some of which I'm not proud of, other things I am proud of. And in one of my incarnations, I was a bouncer. I was a bouncer at a regular club, Just picture a regular dance club. I was a bouncer at a gay club. I was a bouncer at a strip club. Keep that in mind. This was years ago. Sean brings his wife up to me. Part of being a bouncer is being able to communicate without saying anything. You make eye contact, you communicate, you say so many things just without saying anything. First, people's safety. You need to be able to communicate. You make hand gestures. You communicate without saying anything.
A presence. You need to
a body language, a presence about you to communicate danger. Hey, I need help. Eric, over here, look over here. Stuff like that. And Sean brought his lovely bride up to meet me, and we made eye contact. And in those couple seconds, we said a lot. Her words were, "Oh my God, don't say anything." And I realized I knew his wife from one of my incarnations. And he's introducing her, and I'm just playing right along. It's a pleasure to meet you, Teresa. How nice it is to meet you, Teresa. I've heard so much about you, Teresa. I'm sorry I didn't get to, make it to the wedding because you didn't invite me, Teresa. Blah, blah, blah. We're going back and forth. All the while, I'm not acknowledging anything. That apparently I'm not supposed to mention the fact that I know his wife. I know his wife quite intimately, actually. And after a while of conversation and pleasantries, Sean decides to go wander away and get us some more drinks. I'm like, hey, I'll take a Coke. I'm like, whatever. And Teresa's like, I'll take a drink too. And that left me and Teresa alone for a minute or two. And when we were pretty safe that, Sean had made his way away, she leaned into me. She's like, he doesn't know. And I'm like, doesn't know which part. And she's like, all of it. And I'm like, he doesn't know about your former occupation? She's like, no. He doesn't know that I have seen you doing your former occupation? And she's like, no. And I'm like, which part do you not want him to know? And she's like, both. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'll keep my mouth shut. She's like, I'll appreciate it. I'm like, okie dokie. And Sean came back and we, continued on with our evening. I never said anything. It's been a week now. Still haven't said nothing. I have no intention to tell my poor, nice high school buddy, longtime friend, that his wife used to be a stripper and I've seen her naked. Multiple occasions I've seen her naked. It was it was very odd to see her clothed.
Dressed.
Clothed, yeah, clothed. Clothed was different. That was I wanted to say, I'm like, there's something different about you, but I had that look, gave me that look where she's like, shut up.
Shut your dirty whore mouth.
Yes. Don't say anything. I know you. We've known each other for years. Don't say anything. It's kind of funny because I didn't know that was the Teresa. Not a clue. And I'm like, she was walking at me. I'm like, hey, that's Teresa from oh my gosh, she's with Sean. She's with Sean. That's
what do I do? What do I do? What do I do with my hands?
What do I do with my hands? Oh, she's like staring bullets from me. I'm like, oh, she doesn't want me to say anything. Oh, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to. I won't say shit. Okay, I'm not going to say anything. Not going to say anything. Damn.
There are several issues with what's going on there, but you definitely did the right thing by not saying anything, by pretending like this is the very first time you lay eyes on this person, on this woman.
Well, clothed it was. I've never seen her clothed. That was weird. I mean, that was totally awkward.
At some point, she had to leave the club, so I'm pretty sure that maybe you may have missed it, but I'm pretty sure that she wore clothing. And when she got to the stage, she was probably wearing something. It may not qualify as traditional clothing, but she may have been dressed.
I'm trying to remember what her stage name was. For the life of me, I can't remember what her stage name was.
Oh my gosh!
But when I used to work there, I knew everyone's name, like name,
like real name.
Yeah, I knew everyone's backstories. I knew their boyfriends. How many kids they had. I mean, I knew all the dirt. This one
Did you know her backstory?
Yeah, she's a good kid. She went to college. She now works at a local insurance company, and she has a very reputable job. She no longer dances, just like I no longer work at that club. Hey, for context, I was married to my now wife. I've only been married once. I don't know why I say now wife. She is my wife. I was married to my wife when I worked at the club. So My
Okay.
wife knowing, as soon as I came home, I'm like, oh, Mrs. Fish, Mrs. Fish, 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 fish. She's like, what? I'm like, guess what happened? She's like, okay, tell me. And I had to like lay it out. She's like, wasn't it awkward? I'm like, totally.
Of course. Of course. You know, I have things to say. I know that I can't. I definitely don't judge people. You know, you have to. Sometimes,
but
sometimes no, it's not so much the judging of the fact that you used to do something like that. It's the fact that you entered a relationship with someone and you weren't completely honest with them and telling them, listen, this is, this is a part of my life. I may not be proud of it, and it's definitely something that I intend to do again, but this is something that you should know. It's like, to me, you're building, you're leaving that part, that very important part, out of the relationship that you may have with this person. And it's like, you at least owe them that and let them decide whether it's a deal breaker for them or not.
oh yeah, because when she met him, she wasn't dancing,
Mm-hmm.
and they're married now, and she's still
Mm-hmm.
not dancing. So it's a part of your past.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sure
like when you're when
there's a
you're
bunch of things I did in my past that I'm not proud of. My
when you're
wife
under
knows of
25,
everything though.
when you're 25 and under, that's the time where you do stupid things. And I'm pretty sure that she's not particularly proud of it. But I do take a little bit of an issue in the fact that she didn't tell him that, and here they are. How long is it that they've been married for?
4 years,
4 years?
I think. I wasn't paying attention too much.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm pretty sure that you had other issues that you
I
were
was kind of
concerned.
I was kind of distracted. I'm just like, this is weird. This is kind of awkward.
And it's like, she
Hmm.
looks vaguely fa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Indeed.
He's still blah blah blah, and I'm like, huh, do I say anything? How do you even start the conversation? Hey, Sean, by the way.
You don't. That's the thing. You don't start the conversation with anything. You just leave it. Don't touch it. Don't look
I
at
never
it.
touched it.
I'm sure you didn't.
I was working then.
In your capacity as a bouncer, I'm pretty sure that you couldn't touch it anyway. You needed
Didn't
to
want to.
mind the door. Exactly. Well,
I knew too much.
Yes, exactly. Oh, look at that. We're already at the end of our first segment. Everybody stay tuned. Room 13 will be back on Mojo 50, WPN 3824, and Odyssey 1. That's gotta be really difficult though. I mean,
I've run into a couple people from my past lives, and yeah, it's kind of like my wife's always like, "How do you know them?" I'm like, "Crap."
do you really want to know? I'm like,
She's like,
well,
"Yeah."
remember when dot dot dot.
I mean, we've been together 22. This past Friday,
Mm-hmm.
so was July 9th, and we celebrated 22 years together. Not only do we do the whole little wedding anniversary thing, which was
Mm-hmm.
back in May.
Yeah.
We do the first day we met, and the first day we met was July 9th, 1999.
Oh,
I know
you're
exactly
so
where I met her. I know what we've been in a nightclub.
Yeah.
And we still celebrate that. Even my daughters are like, "Really, Dad? We're celebrating this?" And I'm like, "Yes, yes."
Yes.
It's the
You
day we
wouldn't be
met.
here. You wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that day, because I mean, you guys came well after that, but it had to start somewhere.
And if not for a couple, I mean, it almost did not happen because I went with a buddy of mine, and
Mm-hmm.
we almost made a drastically different decision, and it could have turned totally different.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Everything happens for a reason, and I know that it sounds cliche, but it's true. It's completely, completely true.
That's why it's a cliche.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Mrs. Fish, we have Mrs. Fish's story.
Did you listen to it yet?
No, I told you I didn't. I cleaned it up, and I trimmed it, and I formatted it to the format that we use here for the network. But no, I didn't listen to it
Oh, good. I can't wait. Are we
because
doing
I
that?
know
Are we
I know
doing
how
that
much you
first?
appreciate real time reactions.
Are we doing that first, or when we doing that?
No, we're doing that first.
Okay.
Here we go. Welcome back to Room 13 on Mojo 50, WBN 324 and Odyssey 1. Fish happened to mention Mrs. Fish, and I received a voice message from her earlier this week.
You guys exchanged phone numbers?
Tried. Well, she left a message. She left me a message using your phone. I think you may have been in the shower when she did. Because you don't sound like that when I talk to you. But I'm going to share this, and I didn't listen to all of it because I wanted to preserve the integrity of the story, and honestly, I was too busy to listen to all of it. So I'm going to play that for everyone now.
Okay, so I don't know if you'll have a fishtail for later, but we have a Mrs. Fishtail for right now. So today I had to call up Mr. Fish as soon as I got done with this, because every now and then, after being with him for 22 years, I find that he has a tendency to just sneak up. Like, all of a sudden, I kind of act like him. It's really weird. So I'm a very big creature of habit. When I park my car, my girls know this, Mr. Fish knows this, I have one spot. It's not generally one spot, it's one broad area spot, okay? And Target. Target is my Disneyland. I love Target. So today, I went to Target. I came out, I got what I needed, I came out. And as I'm walking to my car, now mind you, we did get a new one, and it is nice bright blue, so I'm like, oh, perfect, it doesn't blend in anymore. My Target happens to be redoing their parking lot. So they're on the one side. So all these cars are pushed into my way. It's okay though, because I got my parking spot. So I was okay. So as I'm walking out of Target, when I am finished, I get to the car. I get close to the car, right? And I'm noticing this woman standing there, yelling at the car, getting very frustrated. She was very frustrated, let's put it that way. She keeps hitting the button. Now, what fascinated me was the fact that her button kept telling her, this is not your vehicle. This is not your vehicle. I want to know where she got that from. Man, I didn't know they made those things. It just kept repeating to her over and over again every time she hit the button. And now I'm starting to look. Now, there is my blue car, two F-150s in between, and then there's another blue car exactly identical to mine. I have my grandmother's rosary in the hanging on the rearview mirror. So I knew as I looked at the one car, there was nothing hanging there. So I'm like, that's not mine. So as I walked down a little farther, I'm like, this woman is at my car. She's trying to get into my vehicle. I'm also not a person who likes to confront people, so I was kind of like, oh boy, all right, so how do I do this? So I kind of sneak around some other cars, and I waited it out, figuring eventually this woman's just going to give up. And I keep listening to, this is not your vehicle, this is not your vehicle. So as I'm standing there waiting, and kind of circling the little smaller section on the other side's parking lot, drinking my Starbucks, I noticed she was getting very, very vulgar and upset that her key would not open the car. So, and this is where Mr. Fish comes out. I decided to have a little fun. Now, my daughters thought this was mean when I told them this. At the time, I did not. So I parked myself in between two cars so I could see her, but she couldn't see me. And then I proceeded to wait, and I waited, and then at the right moment, I hit the unlock button. She got super excited and got her hands on the door handle, and I turned around and locked it, like super fast. And she got pissed. I mean, she was yelling at the car, she's yelling at her key thing. I'm laughing, okay, laughing, not laughing too hard. I'm waiting. Car's still going off. This is not your vehicle. So she's going around, she's looking, she keeps hitting the button, she gets back into the spot again, she's towards the trunk, and I unlock it again. You can see her. oh, hey, okay, this is perfect. It's unlocked. I wait for her to get to the driver's side door, and I lock it again. At that time, she decides to call her husband. She puts him on speaker, and she starts yelling, this car is broken, this keychain thing's not working. See, I told you. She's going off. So I could hear him over the speaker saying, okay, slow down and tell me what's going on. And she keeps telling him she's hitting the button to open up the car, and it won't open. And so she hits the button, and it says, this is not your vehicle. And he's like, well, then, honey, that's not your car. Oh, it's my car is the only one that's here. She's going on and on and on. So I wait for her. Now she has a bag in her hand, and she has her keys, and then she has her phone. So her hands are kind of full, so she can't get to the door handle that quickly. So I waited out a little bit as she's, very upsettingly talking to her husband. I unlock the car. She's, oh, it's unlocked. It's unlocked. She gets all excited, right? So just as she gets the pinky on the door handle to pull it open, I quick locked it again. Yeah, that wasn't the prettiest picture there. Because then she starts yelling at her husband, and she's in the parking lot, and I thought the bag, which I was hoping was no breakables, was going to go to the ground. I was like, holy cow. Now this time, I mean, if I could have been rolling, I could have been rolling on the ground, but of course it's outside and it was a little dirty, so I'm dying. I'm talking tears are coming out of my eyes. I was laughing so hard. I couldn't believe I was this mean. Although mean, I don't know if it was mean. It was very entertaining though. So now all of a sudden, as I look up and I, clear my eyes and I take a deep breath, I notice she's gone. Okay, my fun's over with. All right, whatever. So I get to the car, I unlock it, I put my stuff in the trunk, and I'm like, all right, well, let's see. My personal belongings are in the car, so I'm going to lock this as I take the cart to the cart corral. So I relock the car doors, and I walk away. And then I start walking back, and then I notice as I hit the unlock button and my hand is on the door handle that she walks around the F-150. And she's looking at me with this look. So I'm watching her with the same look of it was my car all along. I open the doors, and her eyes got a little wider. I get into the car, and she's just standing there. Kind of in shock, kind of in like, what? So I close the car door. I turn the key over. And at that time, both of our eyes are locked, whereas mine is stating with the dancing, this was my car all along. Yes, I was playing the game with you. To hers, looking back at me going, I wonder if she ever noticed that I was trying to get into her vehicle all at the same time. I really need to slink away. Well, at that time, as she decided to embarrassingly back away from my car, the front end, she was at the front end of my car, she goes around the F-150, and I managed to back out in time for her to walk 2 cars down and realize that entire time her car was sitting there. Yeah. And then I drove away. I'm like, that is by far one of the probably meanest things that I've ever done. But damn, at that time, I really needed that laugh, and it was super freaking funny.
And I gotta tell you, I probably would have done the same exact thing.
She called me like minutes later.
I'm sure she's like pulled over, just crying.
Guess what happened?
laughing.
Guess what happened? Guess what happened? I'm like, I don't know why you're so excited. I'm like, go ahead, tell me what happened. And she's telling me the story, and I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, I am so turned on right now. I have never wanted you more. This is so hot. This is such, I am like, oh, I love you, baby. And she's so proud of herself. And she's like, this was awesome. I love this. And I've never been so proud and turned on all at once.
It's after 20 something years, I would have thought that some of your bad influence would have rubbed off on your life.
Yeah, it did. It comes
So.
out in spits and spurts. We talked about it the other day. I'm like, think about it. I'm like, and we went over some stories that have happened to her, and she's like, oh my God, this has been happening to me the whole time. She's like, I just never knew. And I'm like, the other day when this happened, it finally like the light went off. She's like, oh, I am you and you are me. And she's like, oh, damn.
And there you go. And you're meant to be together. And now look at you. 22 plus years going on.
22
at that.
plus.
22
Into our-
plus.
I just told her about that. I'm like, yep. I'm like, you're 22 years into your life sentence. I'm like, only 40 years left. I've never seen someone so
Thereabouts.
just degraded and just, 40
But
years.
She's yours to keep, and you're hers to keep. So there you go.
Yeah, so I just kept down. She's 40 years. What do you mean 40 years? I'm like, 40 years, darling. She's like, till death do we part, right? And she's very
That's
emphatic
right.
when she says death. And I'm like, I'm not going to go down the basement steps again with you behind me. So I don't like this where this is going to end.
Exactly. So, in keeping with tradition, we are going to move on to our dad joke segment. As always, it is sponsored by our friends at APR Coffee, AmericanPrideRoasters.com, AmericanPrideRoasters.com. They invite you to go out to lunch but forget their wallet when it's time to pay. They use both armrests at the movie theater, and they drink the last of the coffee without making a fresh pot. We all know what we're talking about because some people do that, and I hate it when they do that. What they're trying to say is that their manners and choices may be questionable at times, but they are geniuses at making the best cup of coffee in the world. Go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com, AmericanPrideRoasters.com, and get yourself a couple of pounds of coffee because you'll enjoy it. Dang right.
You know what?
Right.
Pound me too.
I'll leave that to Mrs. Fish to do. And stuff. And stuff. So here we go with our dad jokes. Here is our friend Lep, who you'll be hearing later today as he fills in for Mike Phillip, American Knock Radio, and Rock'em Sock'em Saturdays.
Good morning, room 13. It's your favorite little leprechaun. I have a dad joke for you. We've all know about Murphy's Law. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. But have you heard of Cole's Law? It's thinly sliced cabbage.
Damn.
Hope it's a great day and a great show, my friends. Hey, just a heads up, I'll be guest hosting American Knock Radio here just a little bit later this Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Peace out until next time.
Until next time, indeed. Now, our friend Knights Hussein Ni had sent out 2 jokes. One the week before, and now one for this week. And because we didn't have a show last week, it's only fair that I play his jokes. But I'm going to play the first one now. So here we go. The first one from Knights Hussein Ni.
This is the Knights Hussein Ni with a knock-knock joke. 2 dogs are sitting in a bar. The first says, "Want to hear a joke?" The second dog says, "Sure." The first dog says, "Knock, knock." The second says,
It took me a minute. Why is it barking? Because it's no.
Knock,
Because there's knocking at the door. I get it now. Dog owner
That's
joke.
right.
Dog owner joke.
That's right. Yes. If you have a dog, you'll recognize that joke. You'll get it very quickly. Here's one from producer extraordinaire Chris Branham, whom you can hear tomorrow on Off Track Syndicate. That's Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
This is producer Chris from Off Track. I just needed to make sure you all know that people who take care of chickens are quite literally chicken tenders. You're welcome. Get some ranch.
Oh.
The only thing is that most people who raise chickens will not eat them. They'll eat the eggs, but they won't kill them necessarily.
Yeah, my mother keeps chickens.
So, just a thought. And, of course, junior producer extraordinaire Ronan decided to chime in with that joke. So here we go.
Hi, my name is Ronan, mini producer extraordinaire, and I have a joke for you. My brother got a job at Time Out Sports Bar and Grill. I find it very unfair that he gets paid for being in Time Out.
Genius.
Damn, Ronan.
Mm-hmm.
Deep thought, and he's got great hair.
Yes. Yes, he does.
And he's funny.
yes,
Darn it,
yes.
he's the triple threat.
Quite so, quite so. And here is the last joke from Knights Hussein Ni.
"This is the Knights Hussein Ni. I recently visited a monastery, and as I walked past their kitchen, I saw a man frying chips. 'Are you the fryer?' I asked him. No, I am the chipmunk, he replied.
Oh, crap. I'm damn it, I'm stealing that one. I'm stealing that one.
That one is so good. Are you the fryer? No, I'm the chipmunk. Oh my goodness.
You know what?
Mm.
He's right now the star of our commercial that's playing
Mm-hmm.
over there on Mojo and Odyssey and whatnot. I think we're gonna take, when we do the next commercial, we take that joke and we'll build a commercial around it, because I think that's
a good one. I think that's a good one.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
What the heck?
You've got mail.
We've got email?
And we've gone back to the
You've got
90s.
mail.
That's right.
In the 90s.
That's right. That's right. Let me see. Do you wanna look to see who it's from?
All right, let me see what I got. Hold on. Let's see. Hey, look. We have email. Do you want me to read it?
Yeah. Oh, it's from our field and garden reporter, Sluggy.
All right, let's see. Dear Rocky and Fish, my nephew, the paleontologist, sent me a video of dinosaurs he found living in the deepest interiors of Africa. He says he's been studying the population of this living fossil for over a year. And one of the weirdest things he's learned is that the young dinos play a game much like Leapfrog. The video he sent me was really cute. I asked them what they were going to name these dinosaurs, and he said a Triceratops. Oh, I walked right into that. Son of a bitch.
That is a real joke from Sluggy.
I felt like nephew Gobo from Fraggle Rock getting the whole little postcard from Uncle Traveling Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Dear Rocky and the Fish, today I saw the weirdos. Was it the weirdos?
Yeah.
Was that what they yeah, and I'm
so,
reading along.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll make sure, because she put in big words like paleontologist. I'm like, okay, I don't want to get tripped up because big words with the fish.
Yeah.
And then I got down to they're going to call them a Triceratops. Ah, crap.
And bonus, I didn't think that paleontologists were that young, but there we go. But it is also time for the news. Do you want to tell our listeners who the sponsor of the news segment is?
Unfortunately for them, it's sponsored by Romika Designs. Go to Romika Designs for unique, high-quality, laser-engraved gift ideas by an American company. They have an odd company name. It sounds like a solar system NASA just discovered. But they offer great gift ideas for that special someone in your life. And if you act now and use code word, and code word, room 13 at checkout, you'll save 10%. So go to romikadesigns.com. That's ROMIKA designs.com and use room 13. Please. Oh, please use our code word, please.
Please buy something. Yes, please do.
I know you're gonna buy something because I've been to the website. The website's uber cool. They got some really great gift ideas.
Mm-hmm.
But when you do go there, because I know you're gonna go there because you people have great taste, use our code word. This way we get a little taste and we can upgrade the studio and perhaps, put air conditioning into this hot box.
Yeah, really, truly. Okay, since it's time.
Room 13 News, hard-hitting, compelling, trustworthy, honest and caring, with Rocky with an I and the Mojo River Fish.
Welcome to Room 13 News. I am Rocky with an I.
And I am the Riverfish.
A new study is out helping us distinguish an alligator from a crocodile, simply by paying attention if the animal will see you later or see you in a while.
Oh. You're going to have to do this one. My teleprompter just plunked out.
Oh, silly teleprompter. In other news, 6:30 is the best time for a clock, hands down. Will Smith was lost in an Alaskan snowstorm last week, but they were able to find him by following the Fresh Prince. And finally, in technology news, a company has decided to shut down its dating service for chickens, citing they were having issues making hens meet.
Hey now. I don't know what happened to my silly teleprompter. It plunked out.
Did your phone die?
No, it never updated on the production sheet. So I'm looking at the production sheet on monitor 1, and it wasn't there.
It's
So,
not. Yeah, no, it's not on the. I thought that you had put it in the. I thought you had put it. There it is. It refreshed now.
yeah, I had to refresh it on my phone, so it went to the production sheet.
Yeah.
Please buy things from Omega Design so this doesn't happen
See,
again, people.
this is why we need money. So please buy stuff from romikadesigns.com and stuff. You know, I think we get something. Do we get something? I'm not sure if we get something.
We get a little taste.
We
do
get a little taste. Just a little taste. Just a little taste.
I'll be happy with little taste. Little taste is good.
Little taste is always good. But here we go with the first news article of the day. Colorado wildlife officials seeking a bear with a plastic bucket stuck in its head. Watch out. Boo boo.
Here I come, boo boo.
So,
I got the bucket over my head. Where's the
That's-
picnic basket? I can't see nothing.
Picnic basket.
Picnic basket.
All right. Wildlife officials in Colorado said they are trying to locate a bear photographed with a plastic bucket stuck around its head. Colorado Parks and Wildlife said the bear has been spotted at least twice with the plastic bucket stuck around its head, most recently Thursday morning on Grace Miller's deck in Camino Bosque, which translates to forest
Bear
way.
with bucket on its head.
No, Camino Bosque is like forest way.
Oh, okay.
A CPW spokesman, Jason Clay, said the bucket doesn't appear to be causing the bear any pain or affecting its mobility, and the animal appears to still be able to eat and drink.
The other
That's
bears are
probably
laughing
that's
at it.
probably how it got into trouble. It's looking for something to eat. He said officials are concerned about what might happen when the bear puts on weight later in the season. It's still able to eat, but as the season goes on and that bear grows, the bucket wouldn't allow it to expand much, Clay told the Boulder Daily Camera. So it could become a problem for that bear later in the year, and we'd like to help it out. So if you happen to see this bear, please notify the local authorities and the Colorado Parks and Wildlife Bureau so they can tranquilize the bear. It does look to be a small bear, judging by the picture that CPW Northeast Region shared on Twitter. It looks like it's a cub. It looks like a very young bear.
So the cub's got the cone of shame.
Yes, pretty much. The only problem is is as it heads towards winter and it fills up and fills in, that bucket is going to be a problem. So please save the poor bear. Let it eat in peace, just not with a bucket around its head. We probably have about 4 minutes left. So why don't you do a story?
Can I say shit on this broadcast?
Yes, you can.
Oh, good. I already did, but oh well. Crazier than a shithouse lizard. Reptile experts rescue a monitor lizard with its head stuck in a toilet.
Oh, ew.
A 4-foot-long monitor lizard, that does not sound good, with its head stuck in a toilet was rescued from a home in India. Of course it's in India. After the reptile spent 5 days hiding out in the bathroom. Holy and cow. I'd probably pee myself. A snake helpline team. They have a snake helpline team.
I was going to say, it has to be in India because only a place like that would have a snake helpline other than Florida.
Florida.
Well, Florida has an alligator hotline.
And that's a job.
Yes.
Oh. A snake helpline team. Sounds like a really bad porno. A snake helpline team responded to the home in area of, for cripe's sake.
Bhubaneswar.
God bless you. After a family reported a 4-foot Bengal monitor lizard had been hiding in their bathroom for about 5 days. I'm going to kill the intern for giving me this damn story because that's a lot of words to pronounce. The family said they had first spotted the lizard near the toilet Sunday, and they opened a window in hopes it would climb out. But the lizard was apparently unable to climb the tiled wall to reach the opening. Snake Helpline General Secretary Bob said a volunteer rescuer, it's Bob from Playboy, people, a volunteer rescuer arrived to find the lizard's head was stuck inside the toilet pan hole. I'm happy that we could help the family and rescue the reptile without further delay. Monitor lizards found in the region are usually harmless. However, people, you know what? If I sit down butt naked onto a toilet and I see a monitor lizard, I don't care if it's not dangerous. It's too close to my friendly bits. However, people who come across such situations should immediately take help of experts.
I'm Googling, as one does, what a monitor lizard looks like. And
I'm picturing Godzilla.
it's a combination of like it's a big lizard, but it has like a very long neck and a forked tongue. So it's almost like a hybrid between a snake and a lizard. Because
Yeah,
it
I'm
looks to have like an extended body. So we're not talking like about like a little gecko or anything like that, or like a little garden variety snake, which we do see a lot over here, in our neighborhood particularly. Especially when it rains, they come out of the ground, they come out of hiding. And you'll see people, oh my gosh, is this a poisonous snake? Nope, that's your garden variety snake. You're okay. But some people are afraid of snakes. But it's India, and a monitor lizard. Yeah, we're not talking about a little, it's not quite crocodile, but
damn close.
It's scary, especially if it's large enough. Did it say how big?
4
It's
foot.
4 foot.
You just triggered that one listener.
Yeah, well, that
Hi,
one
Sean.
listener's probably sleeping anyway, so it's okay. 4 foot lizard? Yeah, no, that's a problem. And opening a window, I'm sorry. No. You have to open like a door and like create a path for that thing to just run outside. Don't open the window. We're not
setting the house
we're not
on
talking
fire.
about a wasp. We're talking about a lizard, a pretty big ass lizard.
No, I'm setting the whole bathroom on fire. There's nothing redeemable about it. If it doesn't go out the window, we're just going to build something new.
And I can understand, it's like we've talked many times before about, like the little critters that get caught inside the house. We've had geckos kind of like come in through the lanai and just hang around like behind furniture and whatever. And we try and shoo it outside. And sometimes it leaves and sometimes it doesn't. I'm not leaving my door open, all day long so the gecko can get out,
And
but
something else can crawl in.
something worse can come in. Exactly. Well, we have other issues going on right now. The screen in the lanai is broken, and we've had a couple of wasps come in, so we've actually vacated the area so that it doesn't create any more issues. But I'm like, you're gonna have to open the door if you want a monitor lizard that large to leave your property. But here we are at the end of our show. We thank you so much for hanging out with us this Saturday morning. We hope everybody has a great weekend. Say goodnight, fish.
Good night, fish. New Hampshire.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.
And that is how we finish a show. You're muted. Yeah, look at the little red microphone.
Oh, there we go.
You are. There you go. So, have a great weekend, everybody. We all have to go our separate ways. We hope to see you next weekend. Thank you for tagging along.
Hope to see some of you guys in Nashville.
For sticking, yes.
Except for that
Hopefully
one
you do
guy.
show up. I don't care if that one goes or not.
Guess who I get to play with? Guess. Oh, I don't know if he's coming. Oh, no,
Who?
he's coming. Hammer's coming.
Oh, yay.
But I don't know if baby Irene is coming.
Yeah, no, baby Irene may be too young to travel. Who knows? I'm not sure.
I
It's
was
been a
kinda
long
hoping.
time since I've had a baby.
Yeah, I'm like, I haven't held a baby in a while, and
You're
And she's
hoping
a
that he
cutie,
brings
too.
baby
Baby
Irene,
Irene.
to kind of remind you of what it's like to hold someone's baby.
with a big bow. You saw the picture. I still remember the picture.
I did. Yes, I did. I love babies with big bows. So, all right, guys, everybody's still here. So I'm just going to stop recording here. Everybody have a great night. Have a great weekend and stuff. And we love you so much. And thank you for sticking around and stuff and being our biggest fans. See ya.
See ya.